Hey everyone, Jared here from Effective on Amazon, where we give you actionable tips you can put into practice today to increase your sales and revenue. Today I'm going to give you the do's and don'ts of Amazon sponsored display ads. If used correctly, sponsored display ads are a good tool to work in conjunction with your other advertising efforts to bring in additional traffic. But if used wrong, they can cost you a lot of money without any real boost in sales, and no one wants that. So let's get to it! The title sponsored display encompasses several different types of ads which differ in how the ad is targeted and served. Targeting is funneled down into two distinct buckets: on and or off Amazon. Now let's take a look at sponsored display on Amazon. Being on a platform, you can use curated categories and specific ASINs to have more targeting control. And the best sponsored display ad type is manual ASIN targeting or product targeting. And this allows you to pick specific product pages for your ads to appear on. And this is a great tool to attack specific competitor listings and to defend your own brand listings, which is very important. To build an attacking SD or sponsored display campaign, I suggest searching for the top keywords for your products and then targeting those top performers or the top organic ranking listings from those results. This is a best practice for Amazon ads. I almost always recommend someone uses this type of targeting, as it typically sees the lowest ACOS amongst all of the different types of SD campaigns. If you're only going to run one SD campaign, I always would recommend you run a defending SD campaign on your own ASINs. The only challenge with the manual ASIN targeting is the scalability of it. Since you're manually finding and inputting ASINs, you're limited to what you can upload. It has really good ACOS performance, but limited reach. You can also target Amazon's pre-made categories to focus your ads on. So think of like dog toys or cowboy boots. Depending on your product, you may have some pretty detailed categories for your audience, but you may not, so you'd want to check on it. I don't love SD category targeting, as it's what I call a dead-end campaign type. The reason I call it that is you don't have reporting on placements nor the tools to optimize further on your targeting. The only lever you really have is your category and then the bid associated with it, which isn't amazing because if you either bid up or down, it's going to change the bid for good or bad ASINs. And what I mean by that is the ASINs that are either bringing you sales or not bringing you sales. And at this point, we don't have reporting to really understand within the category which ASIN is actually giving us sales. So I only recommend this strategy when you have more budget for mid to high funnel efforts or have very relevant categories for your products. Now for targeting that can reach on and off Amazon. Your targeting is focused on audiences, which can be views remarketing or specific Amazon audiences, and we'll get into that in just a second. For views remarketing, you can remarket users who have viewed your pages or users who have viewed competitor pages, and that's about all the control you have. It's locked into a 30-day look-back window, and it automatically excludes those who have purchased, but honestly, you can just up your bid or decrease your bid. That's really all the control you have on that. For Amazon audiences though, Amazon has a bank full of lifestyle, interest, life event, and in-market audiences for specific products. So a lot more control on the targeting here. The audiences depend on your country and don't necessarily align with your product 100%, but they can be pretty close. Some of these audiences can be broad and potentially can see a higher ACOS as they're not as relevant. So without the ability to optimize these campaigns, other than the bids and ad adjustments, and of course for Amazon audiences, the audiences themselves, I never really see this performing as well for direct response and typically have an ACOS over 300%. And I'm not joking on that. And the reason I expect this ACOS and we see this is you're targeting users off of Amazon primarily. And trying to convince them to get back to Amazon and make a purchase, there's just more points of friction in that type of transaction, which leads to a higher ACOS. So if you're trying to get more sales on Amazon and just drive as many sales through your products, I would ensure that first, you're fully using sponsored products that's manual and auto campaigns, and sponsored brand video before you start looking into SDOA or sponsored display off Amazon ad types. The reason is SDOA is meant for high funnel targeting and typically does not drive a lot of direct sales. Hey there, just want to tell you to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Really appreciate you watching, and let's get back to the video. Now, last but not least, sponsored display ads have the basics. It has an image, headline, star ratings, price, and prime eligibility. They have another feature which is pretty cool, where it basically shows dynamically if you're running a sale. So it'll show any types of like Prime Day badges, Black Friday, Cyber Monday badges, if you're running a coupon or other discounts. And Amazon's going to dynamically pull that information into the creative on the ad itself. These are more eye-catching and separate your ads from other ads that are going to be shown off of Amazon. And frankly, where I see sponsored display work the best is when you do have these badges that you can then show off of Amazon. And I've seen it pulls customers back into Amazon at a higher rate. Where sponsored display ads start to differ comes in how you build them. There's two ways to build ads for sponsored display. You can either go the automated route with dynamic e-commerce ads, or as Amazon calls them, DEA ads, or you can manually build them with custom imagery. Now, the automated process or using DEA ads simply pulls content from your listing. So it pulls your image, you can put in a logo, and you can put in a headline. But the manual path or using custom creative requires you to upload a specific image you want to use. Keep in mind that this can't have any text, graphics, or logos, so you should aim for a lifestyle image that shows the product in use. This is a relatively new tool using custom imagery, so I suggest testing out for prospecting new audiences. And one pro tip, these images have the same dimension requirements as Facebook desktop ads. So go ahead, double dip, I ain't judging. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos and our blog posts for more info on all things Amazon selling, and the links are in the description below. Also, take a second to like, subscribe, and click the little notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release a new video. But until next time, see ya! Oh, pull the glute.